What's good? Brittany Sunshyne here with SeedSoilWater. I have wonderful news for you. Wonderful news for you. If this message is for you, this is what the message is that I got. Within the next 3 days, it's going to be the moment of finally and also, but of course. Like, finally, and of course it is. Of course it's here. Of course that happened. And also, like, that subconscious, like, finally, like, I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to happen. I knew that if I just kept doing the fundamentals, doing the reps, being myself, holding the line, holding the frequency, it would happen. And yet it also, while getting lost in that presence, while presencing, while being lost in the present moment of just holding the frequency, sometimes there's times where you kind of like, you like pop out of it and you're like, is it happening yet? You know, is the 3D reflecting the inner work? Is the 3D reflecting the inner transformation? Is the 3D reflecting like all of that trauma that I've purged? Is the 3D reflecting how I've walked through the fire? Yes. Congratulations. If this message is yours within 3 days, and I can't help but think about like the rise up in 3 days thing. You're going to have your like, of course, and finally moment. 144, just right as I looked up. And by the way, like, let's just take it or leave it, you know, if the numbers resonate. So then I asked Spirit for some qualifying messages for this, okay? And there are so many beautiful qualifying messages. First of all, the compassion. Actually, let me start at the beginning. Sorry, I'm going out of order. This is SeedSoilWater. Hit the bell, subscribe. There's lots more good news coming your way because we are living on that celebration timeline. We talk about quantum leaping here. We talk about manifestation, law of vibration, law of assumption. We talk about how to do the inner work to align with divine identity, and that's what we're doing here. So out of the entire deck, what are the two that jumped out here from this spirit song deck? The High Priestess, okay, and the Empress. So I was like, wow. So this is very much about being in your divine goddess queen era. And we know that everybody has masculine and feminine in their being. And the key and the goal and the way that, you know, we're residing in wholeness is when there's balance in both departments. So this is not saying that if you're a man, you're excluded from this message. This is an announcement that if this message is for you, you have been balancing in a healthy way your masculine and feminine, and now you are going to be receiving and therefore birthing in the 3D whatever it is that you were meant here to anchor in. So the Empress here is beauty and abundance, the High Priestess, intuition and sacred knowledge. Within the next 3 days, it's going to be that moment where it's like, of course, and finally, and hallelujah. Like, yes. Like, the it is finished season closer activation, as, you know, one ending is the beginning, is like the next thing's beginning. And this receptive energy that is coming to you, I also pulled the confirmation card increase. Okay? So like there's literally an increase that's finally going to manifest on in your outer world due to the increase that you've been investing in your inner world. And so, because of there's something to be said for like when that manifestation happens in the 3D. Because while we're spirit beings and while we can totally get lost in the spiritual and like love it and reside there, there is a reality that it's like, we came here though to play in this realm. We came here to activate and transmute and to see change, to be change makers, to be change activators in this realm. And so it would not be, in my opinion, take it or leave it, it would not be in alignment to just live in that ethereal realm only and not expect to see the transformation in the 3D. We're here to transmute to the point of bringing light, activating the light, and transmuting, to neutralize, to neutralize the threat, yo. That's what the inner fire of our beings does here. And by the way, I'm just realizing as I'm like tapping on my heart chakra and my, solar plexus. So, you can do that right now yourself and be like, let's see, what's the affirmation here? I am now residing in the fullness of my Empress and the fullness of my High Priestess. I am now residing in the fullness of my Empress and the fullness of my High Priestess. I am now residing in the fullness of my divine identity. I am now safe to receive. I am now safe to receive. I am now safe to receive the increase. I am now safe to receive the increase. Okay. And the next card that came was compassion. And what I was going to say about this is that there's something that happens when it's like that relief of when you finally get out of that dark night of the soul, or like whatever you want to call it, that growth season, the boot camp season, also the rest period. There is a rest period that follows the dark night of the soul and like these heavy teaching seasons where it's like boom, 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 learning lessons. So there is a rest that comes with that. And I remember hearing one of the biggest messages, like, don't lament the rest season. Like, don't be so set on the go season that you miss the rest season and that you're fretting the whole rest season, because the rest season is a gift and you want to be able to enjoy it while you're there. I remember Spirit teaching me like along the way, being like, every season counts, like every season counts. There's something I'm giving you in every season. And I just wanted to hurry up and get to like the good parts. But I also equally had a prayer like, don't give me the money if it's going to destroy me. Don't give me the money until I'm like rooted, until I'm there, until I'm anchored. And I remember even through the stormiest season that I lived through, and it was the biggest season that I had in terms of growth and whatnot. And I felt very betrayed. Real talk, real quick. I felt very betrayed because I had been given, my very first scripture, like directly given to me, was Isaiah 54. And it was like, what is the word? Stretch wide your tent stakes, like the point is like increase, go big, like don't hold back, like it's going to be for you. So I was like, okay, and I'm like living like that. And then to have everything explode and be robbed and betrayed by people that were in my camp, like people that I was led to, it was a hard lesson to learn. But I remember even during that time being like, I had to learn this lesson at this level. So because I know where I'm going, it's going to be like billions more than this level. This feels big. This feels explosive. This feels destruction. It feels horrible. But I had to learn, like, there are people like this that exist. There are ways that this can happen. And I learned, I paid in full with the totality of my life at that time. And so within the next 3 days, whatever you've paid in full for is activating. And listen, if this isn't your message, you don't have to argue in the comments. Just leave it for the people that it's for. And also, don't cut your spirit team short, 919. Don't cut your spirit team short as they... I'm hearing like, despise not small beginnings. Like, there might be a seed that activates in 3 days and it doesn't look like anything to you, but you don't know that that's going to be the thing that's going to bloom into a giant oak tree in your life. Okay? Woo! I feel like we're getting corrected. Like, I feel like we're getting, like, you know, like that loving correction. Like, do not underestimate the activations that are happening. It might not look like much, but it's gonna be the thing that's gonna lead to the thing that's gonna lead to the thing, you know? So in this Empress High Priestess season, not only is your compassion being ignited again, but you're also being invited to relax and to remember that rest is your birthright, and rest is a currency of wealth. Ooh! Ooh! This is a good word. Rest is a currency of wealth. Rest is a currency of the wealthy. And that was one of my biggest, like, I remember feeling the heart of the creator in just throughout the book, the good book, that was like, will they ever enter my rest? Will they ever enter my rest? Will generation after generation after generation? I was like, teach me how to enter that rest. I want that. Teach me how to hold on to it. Teach me how to hold it, how to be in it, to reside in it. And yeah, I'm here for the exceedingly, the abundantly, the far above. I'm here for the billions of glory, not my own glory, but like the divine glory be manifest. That's what I came for. And that includes money and places and love and luxury and experiences and ideas and music, and it includes all of that. But most of all, it includes rest. Whew, such a word. So another thing that the Empress season and the High Priestess era includes is this release. And I feel like that picture speaks for itself. If you know, you know. But releasing, being allowed to fully embody and encompass the fullness of being a earth angel in the earth experience. We came here to experience the full spectrum of the emotions. Oh yes, I'm being reminded about something. We came here to experience the full spectrum of all the emotions. And there's a chance that you are very familiar with the feelings of despair, of like darkness, of betrayal, of being left in the cold, of feeling really alone, feeling that gut-dropping feeling of devastation. But guess what? This is the announcement. This is the confirmation that within 3 days, you're going to have that, of course, and finally, season change. And like I said, don't lament. Remember, every single time he's like, your faith has set you free. Your faith has healed you. Your faith, your faith, your faith, your faith, your trust, your trust, your trust. Know that you know that you know that you know. Lean not on your own understanding. Lean not on your own understanding. Trust not what you see with your 3D eyes, okay? So this is like, you can take it or leave it. You can take it or leave it. If this message is for you, the confirmations will come. You'll know why. You'll know it's for you. And then you hold on to it, because in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word became flesh, and the Word showed us how to grab onto a thing and how to initiate faith in order to be currency that transforms life. Woo! This is a word and a half. So, going back to this, you might be really familiar with those gut-dropping feelings because of things that have happened. And the announcement is that since we came here to experience the full range of emotions, the full spectrum, you're about to experience butterflies in a good way. Like butterflies in that life-transforming, awe-inspiring, oh my gosh, it's like living in a dream. Psalm 126, we were like those who dream, and our mouths were filled with laughter. And the people are like, whoa, the Creator has been good to them. Life has been good to them. Life has been good to you. I don't even recognize them anymore. like, what happened? How did that happen? How has that happened? Last time I saw that person, they were down and out. How in the world are they thriving and living and rich and luxurious living and transformed and peaceful and sober and of sound mind, completely transformed, completely renewed, completely whole, completely saved, but all within themselves, just with their divine team. Nobody else. Like, yeah, you had supporters. We say thanks to the divine team. But nobody here gets to take credit for saving you, because it was your free will choice to attune to the frequency of salvation, to attune to the frequency of righteousness, to attune to the frequency of life-giving truth, to get up from the wrong table, to be like, wait a minute, I just found out I've been sitting at the wrong table for years, for my whole life. You were the only folks that I knew, so I've been sitting here with you until I got a glimpse of the ocean. I've been living in this little pond when there's actually this expansive Great Lake right over there. And I have been living here playing small to make everybody at this table feel comfortable with themselves, because the culture told me I had to validate you for you. But turns out I am a big fish. I am meant to be in that Great Lake, and I am getting up from the wrong table, and I am going to be my real, true, divine self. You have gone through the hoops. You know that you've gone through the hoops. You have healed. You're unrecognizable. And you were called selfish for it. It's kind of like the unspoken thing. It's like the unspoken thing. To anchor down that frequency, to be your true divine self by the people sitting in the pond or the little mud puddle table, it's like you had to feel selfish. It was kind of like you were being selfish. You would have been, maybe nobody said that out loud, but it was like you're selfish, that you don't want to talk about the same things that all of these people want to talk about. You're selfish that you aren't offering to like put on whatever song they want to hear in the car, because you're like, no, I'm attuned to a certain frequency, a certain vibration, a certain vibe, and I have to stay with it. It's tuning my life. It's a frequency I've been brought here to anchor in. And no, I cannot actually just go offline in order to accommodate you right now. And yeah, I feel selfish. Like, especially for those of us that are like programmed by culture, and especially by narcissism, and then narcissism masked by religion. Like, there's a whole lot of layers that you had to like peel off in order to finally just hold the line and do what you came here to do. Whew. Oh my gosh, I'm getting full body chills. Okay, I keep feeling drawn to this. Oh, I haven't even, the message isn't even done yet. Have you subscribed yet? Be blessed, be well, be free. This is the word and the half. I am not done yet, though. Forge, don't follow. I mean, could it get any clearer? Forge, don't follow. That was your assignment here. And this is your announcement that you have officially like undid enough layers. You've officially unbecome enough of the things to be able to fully embody and encompass and occupy your high priestess, your empress, the fullness of your divine identity era. Because you've been paving the new path. You've been the leader that you wish you had. This is what it's for. This is what it's about. This is who you are, being the leader that you wish you had. Oh, man. And you know what it's like to long for home. You know what it's like to long for home and feel like you never belonged. But this is the whole thing, is that whatever it was, during that time that you had to be, during that time where you were walking this path, there were times where you felt so alone. We settled, we'll talk real talk. We settled for people that weren't, it's like ET phone home. Okay. It's like, yeah, I'm the only one of me that I've ever met. So like, I'm gonna settle, and I can see people's souls in there. But how many times were their souls like lost in a vessel that had not transmuted all the garbage, and that was like being held down by vices or addiction or whatever. So it's like, I see your soul. And so like here we're just unable to completely match up with others, which led us to that longing for home. It led us for that longing, homesick for the stars, like that feeling. But what's beautiful about it, and what I was hearing is like, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, evil, the powers that be, whatever. During that time, it's like there were moments where you're like, I don't know if I'm ever going to like be able to relate to anybody, and I kind of want to just get out of here. Because I'm homesick for like being able to relate to anybody, being able to like trust anybody, being able to be safe with anybody. I did not plan on crying, okay? Cosmic heart. I was dead, I became alive. I was tears, I became laughter. The power of love arrived and made me everlasting power. I have seen everything. I have no fear. I have the heart of a lion. I shine like Venus. Rumi. I hear it and weep. In sublime reverence, I bow to this living, beating, loving heart of the universe. It echoes throughout all of creation. Once, some time ago, I was deaf. I had not heard one true sound. Much noise, but no truth. So I believed in many things not worth believing in. Wow. Then in a moment of my crisis that cracked my heart open, I was given a gift. Though I felt fear and confusion, a gift came to me more powerful. More powerful than the temporary ailments. That gift was the ability to hear the sound hidden beneath all of life. I heard it, that sacred sound of the beating heart of universal love. Now I know that belief in unworthy things like fear and doubt is lunacy. Even my loneliness became unconvincing to me. We are animated by this living heartbeat, part of life that is sustained by it. You and I, the planets, the birds, and the fish, the fish. This is not planned. Do you see how the spirit weaves the message? The fish emerge from the great source because of this beating heart of the universe. It pumps life through our veins. It's your heart. It's alive. It's pumping blood. I just sent a remix of that song to my brother just like this weekend. It's your heart. It's alive. It's pumping blood. Okay. What proof of this is needed? You live. That is the proof. I hear it everywhere now. It has become so loud. Louder than any word of fear. It resonates through my soul and eclipses any tremor of anxiety. So this card is called Cosmic Heart, and it's number 8, which is representative of new beginnings in my world. Wow. And then what's funny is that the lion and the deer card also came out, and I was like, lion and the deer, what does that have to do with anything? And then I read that there's the lion, or I'm sorry, it was one of them was mentioned in this one. Yeah, the heart of a lion. Shine like Venus. Venus is like the female planet of fertility. And so it's just this message is so full of illustration of the feminine receiving mode. Like it's time to receive after all of that masculine survival mode, after having to operate in the masculine of like go, 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 push, 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 force, force, force. You know, and not that there's not times and places for that. You know, they're both beautiful. They're both holy. They're both worthy. They're both necessary. But this particular message is like the of course and the finally has met your path. It's like, of course it did. And finally. And this is card number 22, which is my number. 222 has been my number since I was a little girl, and every iteration of it, of course. So, the lion and the deer. When you enter the garden of the heart, you become fragrant like the rose. Remember when I was doing heart activation earlier? You become fragrant like the rose. When you fly toward heaven, you become graceful like the angel. If you get burned like oil, you become brilliant. When you become thin like the hair in yearning, your joy leads the way. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be paradise and the guardian angel. You'll be infidelity and you'll be faith. You'll be the lion and you'll be the deer. Wow, that's so in alignment with the whole masculine, feminine, like the yin and the yang, the both. You are the lion and the deer. You are bold, fierce, and vibrant, and you are silent, sweet, and gentle. If I should come to you in arrogance, you roar at me until my falsehood quakes in fear. So terrified he gives up the game, and love's conquest happens yet again. If I should come to you in surrendered adoration, open to whatever you may wish, you are so gentle with me. Like a deer, you offer me nothing to fear or resist, so that I too become sweet and gentle, longing to submit to your tender ministrations. So then I do not fear my own errors, for even if I stumble into arrogance, I shall be made wiser by your magnificent roar and become humble. Even if I become weak, I shall draw succor, evoking the tenderness in you. Whatever is needed to keep me true to love, is what you give me. Whatever is needed to keep me true to love is what you give me. Wow. For you are the holy lion, proud and mighty. And the sweet deer, gentle as the mildest breezes of spring. Oh my gosh. This message is so poetically beautiful. I am in awe because that's exactly what I was saying. You've been sitting at the wrong tables. You were sitting at the wrong table. And that activated. And that, that's where it's like, it's not just being a pushover. And it felt uncomfortable to stand in your frequency. Sometimes you had to be the roaring lion. And then, but then you get to be in this season, that gentle deer, because you're safe now. And you're whole now, and you've set the line now, and you've set the boundaries now, and you know who's who now. And it's like once you learn that frequency, and once you learn that inner voice, that intuitive guide, nothing, it's like, I know that voice. I tried following religion, I saw where it led me. I tried following corporate, I saw where it led me. But that still small voice, that gut feeling, always tells me the truth. Every single time. And there were times where I was taught to betray it in order to get in some sort of a group think situation. And we had to learn those lessons. It also, what I'm learning or hearing is it also taught us how to transmute. It taught us, David says, you taught my hands to war. You taught me how to be that lion over here. You taught me how to be that lion, but I also get to, and there were times where I was the deer when I should have been the lion. There were times I was the deer when I didn't realize that I was in the presence of fucking enemies. But guess what? Your girl learned, and she's leveled up, and she now gets to be in her queen, empress, high priestess, goddess, fullness of the truth of life, residing in this vessel, in receptive mode, letting all of it flow to me and through me. And that's your message too. All right, this is getting long. I am going to leave it here. Congratulations. Within the next 3 days, if this message is for you, you're going to have your, of course it happened, and finally it happened moment. You're now no longer sitting at the wrong table. You realize that you had to pull in and anchor in that frequency that you carry, that you were sent here to bring. And yeah, it appeared like you were selfish. It appeared like you were even inconsiderate. It appeared like you weren't in the right spaces or doing the right things according to culture for a season. But it's because you were sent here to bring a specific frequency, to hold the line. You're not the only one that's bringing that frequency. There's lots of us. But it's a different frequency than what culture has been covered in. There's a a blanket of a low vibrational frequency that has been set on the humans. And stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, because I downloaded as inscribed a message this morning, this beautiful, poetic, vibrant message that I'm going to share here, but I'm also going to turn it into a couple goodies for you. I'm going to create a download for you so that you can print it and post it, and I'm also going to make it into something beautiful to listen to for the audio spa, which is the co-channel to SeedSoilWater. It's the Ascension Spa. So I'm going to not only read it here just like this, but I'm also going to make it into a kind of like a guided meditation type vibe, and I'm also going to type it up for you so that you can print it and have it on your wall if you want. So I have to do some doings with that, but stay perched, okay? Because that's coming. And what I'm hearing is like that's kind of like it's like a poetic extension of this message. So take that exhale, like right now, like really know that relief. Feel that relief. It's really, really, really happening. And we are subscribing to that celebration timeline where peace abounds. Nothing missing, nothing broken. Doesn't mean we're not going to run into the things. Whatever, we can run into things. Transmuting is so easy now. It's like, oh, we can like do it kind of like while we're still having mom talk and like, you know, like how moms can multitask. That's what happens when you're a freaking goddess and you just come here and you transmute that darkness, because the spirit of life of Christ consciousness resides in your vessel, and you no longer are playing these false humility games of like, he did it for me, but he only did it halfway. I don't want to be too much, but I don't want to be too little, but I don't want to be too much. Be yourself, take up space, be the divine goddess that you were sent here to be. Okay, be blessed, be well, be free, and I will catch you on the next one.